And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a special Ryloth regional event. As always, I'm Dan Tartaglione, also known as the guy who streams everything, or DTartagOne. Joining me today, it's been a while, but we got Chris Gogolen on doing a commentary as well. How you doing, Chris?
Doing fantastic. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
So today we got a special thing. It's the Ryloth final confrontation for the Ryloth regionals last weekend. We're gonna have Tom Damen versus Koen.
Yeah.
I'm not Koen. I love you, man. I'm not gonna try and butcher it, but yeah, it's the Ryloth regionals versus Tom versus Koen. It's a one game only. That's news to me. But it looks like it's going to be Diplo versus Bring It Before Me, according to what the forums has. So definitely going to be an interesting match. What do you like? What do you think?
As far as gameplay, obviously, Bring 'em Before Me is going to try and take over the sites, see what
Mm-hmm.
they can do there. Diplo's got a decent amount of evasion to avoid battles. If they can get celebration set up and retrieval, they're going to have the advantage in space. Now you get competing differences between Emperor's Power adding Battle Destiny versus
Mm-hmm.
Diplo drawing one but adding 3, 4, 5 to their total. So I think light side's probably slightly advantaged here. I feel like dark side's going to run out of characters first.
Yeah, I'm kind of under the same impression. The other thing is like Diplo does have a couple of spies, so if he can go take over uh, the throne room, like you don't know what's going to happen. But it looks like the players are ready. Let's go ahead and get into Gemp. Uh, so yep, Tom has the Tula regional final. I think our illustrious Bill Kafer made a little bit of a mistake there, but looks like the game is ready. Tom has posted the room, and here we go. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, these two did play during the actual event, but they played the other sides. Tom's Walker deck was Koen's only loss with his Yavin 4 ops. They both went 5-1.
Oh, I'm glad to see Yavin 4 Ops is not a dead deck.
So now we'll get Koen on Bring 'em Before Me against the Diplo. Yep.
Okay, R2, D2, and C3PO on the Tana 4 as usual. There's Slip Sliding Way grabbing the Cloud City Upper Walkway. Koen putting out Security Precautions V, I Am Your Father V, and Wipe Them Out, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tom going out with Battle Plan and Draw Their Fire, I Must Be Allowed to Speak, and Hero of 1,000 Devices. Okay, I like
Definitely,
that.
definitely not a conventional build. No strike planning, you know, aspect to it. And curious to see whether or not we'll see the new Obi, like the new combination with the Obi-Wan, not really needed in this matchup because Bring 'em Before Me is unlikely to go to space very early.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I mean, but that Obi-Wan is still really strong. He's a general.
Mm-hmm.
You can still get a card back. Okay, so Koen puts out his grabber. Tom go ahead and plays Might of the Republic. So it looks like he's going to grab Senator. He grabs Senator Mon Mothma. So early Might of the Republic for Tom, really good.
Mm-hmm. Because he's not strike planning for her, so to be able to pull
Mm-hmm.
her to get Chandrilla makes you wonder how many of them he's actually playing.
But with Hero of the 1,000 Devices, I believe he can pull the special edition droid that adds to hyperspeed. So he should be able to move the Tanev directly to Alderaan.
Oh, that would be nice.
Okay, he plays. Both players have their grabber out. Tom also plays There Is Another, so it looks like Leia is going to be the duelist today.
That is certainly a wonderful advantage.
And there's the Emperor down to the Death Star 2. Koen has him in his opening hand. That's a
Mm,
little unfortunate because you get uh, some benefit to him being in your reserve deck, being that he comes down for cheaper.
mm-hmm.
Okay, there's the Emperor's Power as well.
Also from hand.
That's
So
really unfortunate for Koen because you want those cards in your opening in your deck to start with.
mhm.
I don't know if did he pull the card
No,
with the sight at all.
no, they were both in his opening hand. He's down to 6 cards in hand, so that's unfortunate. Getting 2 pullable cards in your opening hand. They're
Yeah,
probably only running
definitely.
1 copy of either too. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Takes out Force Lightning. Card that he can use to protect himself a little bit at the throne room.
yeah. I'm not. I'm less worried about spies going to the throne room because they deploy +2 because
Mm-hmm.
of Emperor's power anyway. So
That's
you
a good
know,
point.
Diplo's only going to have so much in resources because it's a deck that puts a lot on the table. I mean, you're already starting with like 11 cards in play.
Yeah. And at least Kuhn has the blockade flagship in his opening hand, so that's always good to see on turn one.
Mm-hmm. Get a little extra activation right off the bat, getting up to 11. That's a solid number. Plus, Tom's likely to pull at least one, if not 2 locations. That should give him additional force. So,
Yeah, I can see him definitely pull. Like he's gonna try and target Alderaan first. It seems like that way you get that +1. You don't give anything to your opponent, but then once he pulls like the bridge, that's gonna put Kuhn at 12, or not the bridge. I'm sorry, the farm.
mm-hmm. Yeah, there'll be a farm pull, and then he's, I don't know, what else are we talking about? Moss Eisley Cantina shuffle,
Mm-hmm.
probably.
Okay, so that's all that Kuhn's gonna do. He is going to draw up his last cards, and here we go with Tom's first turn. And looking at the standings after game one, I want to say that Tom was the higher seeded player, so he decided that he wanted to play light side.
Yeah, I guess Tom felt a little better about this matchup than playing Walkers versus Yavin 4 Ops again.
Mm-hmm.
Although Eric was at the event and he's in live in our chat. So Eric, is there any insight or decision making you can share about how this process went in terms of choosing deck matchups or something, or only being a 1 game playoff? Oh, but there is that droid you were talking about.
Yep. R3T2. Senator Mon Mothma to pull out Chandrilla.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no farm just yet, but it looks like again Tom checked out his deck and everything, so he knows if it would be in there or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it being a once per game pool, yeah, you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
not pull it. So
It almost makes you wonder why even play Mon Mothma and Chandril. I mean, I guess for the extra activation and whatnot,
mm-hmm.
but the fact that the droid can now, you don't need to do like a Lando Falcon ship docking thing. You just pull a droid and just move over
Yeah.
automatically.
Now
It's like you,
I will say like looking at this matchup, I don't think you want to necessarily give Kuhn a place to run. Like even if you control space, like we think Tom should be able to, like
mm,
giving him an extra battleground system to establish might not be the best thing.
I mean, I don't know what Tom's doing in terms of other activation because he certainly didn't pull any ground sites yet or play any yet. Obviously, you don't want to get bring them before me deploying to them before you get there. But if you're thinking about the possibility here, like you said, of giving him a place to put a ship to kind of bounce between systems and just keep moving away and absorbing a little bit of damage while satisfying battle plan. But Diplo should definitely have more spaceships and more pilots and things like that than bring them before me.
Yeah, and according to Eric in the chat, Tom won the matchup between his walkers and Y40 by doing Walker Garrison 3 times in the game.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's probably unlikely to happen. So I guess that makes sense as to why he's playing Diplo versus Bring Him Before Me.
Thanks for
Now,
sharing, Eric.
yeah, have you ever done Walker Garrison 3 times in a game against somebody, Chris?
Yes.
No.
No escape.
Well, I was going to say I've never done it, but
I had someone do it to me the other day, actually, in a Gemp game. They Walker Garrison and then no escape for it. I'm like, all right, here it comes again. And they Walker Garrison the second time, and I'm like, all right, fine, I absorbed some of that. And then like 2 turns later, they're like, and here's a third Walker Garrison. And I was like, oh god, like you played 2 copies of that? All right.
Was it Tom Damon?
It was not.
Okay.
It was not.
And there's Blizzard 4 coming down to the Dune Sea. Let's see if we're going to get an early Vader.
Should be a Vader pull. No Goldenrod shield pulled either, so
Yeah.
he'll get Vader for free.
And I like the early Vader because it does put a lot of pressure onto Tom. Even though he does have the ability to pull Leia, like if she's not in there, it's going to do some damage.
Right.
And,
He did spend his might pull on Mon Mothma, not Leia Organa. So makes you wonder, is that the version of Leia he's playing that he could pull? And if not, how is he gonna? He's gonna have to maybe do use pile pulls or something like that.
Well, you can pull her with the objective, I believe, right?
No, because the objective now targets her. So you're right. You could pull her with the objective. I take that back. You are correct, sir. See, I'm rusty. I don't know this stuff.
Didn't you play at the Coruscant local recently?
Yesterday, yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, so Vader got his saber. There's a point man search.
Vader gets out. I'll pay maintenance cost. That's a solid, drain 2.
Solid, like, turn by Koen. Like, getting out in Vader and Blizzard 4. I mean, that's 5 forfeit just in case. Like, I mean, if you need it. But
right. And at some point, he'll move over. Once Koen once Tom puts out more sites, the Blizzard 4 can then move over and stuff like that too. And yeah.
Yeah, you really want Vader at the farm or Mos Eisley or the Cantina here. But getting him out turn 2, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And even if Tom puts out like both Mos Eisley and the Cantina, he can still get on Blizzard 4, move over, get out, move into the Cantina if you wanted to, and cover both sites in the same turn. I don't know if you want to spread that thin, but against a deck that has a lot of guys that draw by themselves.
True. But I mean,
it's at
like
least...
you said, with the Emperor's Power, Koen's going to get 2 Destiny. I mean, it's going to cost him a force off the top of his reserve deck, but
right,
depending on what he hits there, I mean, the trade-off might be worth it.
Yeah. Diplo is usually vulnerable to a lot of early pressure, and then at some point in the game when it's down to about 10 or 12 cards left, it's kind of got board control, especially if it's retrieving with Celebration or just finding ways to offset. Now you've got 4 or 5 sites covered, and you're retrieving for winning battles and stuff, so you're kind of holding serve with that low force. You just have to survive long enough to get to that board position.
Okay, so Tom starts his next turn, and after Koen draws up, he does activate one with Wipe Them Out, all of them. So he's got a 12-card hand at this point. Okay, he searches with his objective. This is, I like this because this will then tell him if he's got like a Leia in his reserve deck.
Tom also had about 30 cards to choose from when he delivered the tapes as well. So
True.
Being able to get any one card is, a pretty good benefit when you can do it on turn 1 or turn 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there's Mos Eisley. There's the farm in between. Koen happy with either of them in their position, but I mean, if he moves over Vader to the farm, it's still a drain of 3 there instead of a drain of 2. No Leia just yet, and if he doesn't hit a Leia here and get her out, he's going to take some pretty nasty force loss. Is what?
Three from your destiny. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's at the start of turn 2 before any activation or anything goes on. It's just lose 3.
Mm-hmm.
Although, is it -1? No, wait, because it's from your destiny, right? The objective
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Once Koen flips by grabbing Leia, he won't lose anything to the objective.
Right.
That's kind of the trade-off. You give him Leia instead of Luke, but your opponent doesn't lose one.
It's probably still a deal you want to take.
Yeah.
Especially if you're running Luke in space, because then you can be retrieving one a turn.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Extending the game further.
Yeah, I know this is a matchup. For instance, like I've played this matchup plenty of times with Y40 versus Bring 'Em Before Me, and that's a thing that you're 100% okay with giving up, like your Leia in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the advantage to Luke retrieve, especially in a Yavin 4 deck where you're retrieving from the. Oh, he activated her.
That's rough. And he even says it he says it in the chat and everything with a.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be a little bad. I mean, Hera on the Tanov. I mean, that gives you a little bit more forfeit. I mean, I know that the droid is up there plus R2 and C3PO. They forfeit for 7. So.
Right.
But activating Leia on turn 2, that's gonna hurt a little bit.
He's gonna eat some damage. He's gonna eat 3, unless he's got and it could be worse or something to produce that. But
he's gonna be eating at least 5. Like you gotta think Koen's gonna drain here next turn too.
He should force drain as well though. But yeah.
Okay, and he moves the Tanov to Chandrilla. Interesting.
That's the other benefit of putting Hera out now. Now he's got enough ability to draw. He's got potentially 2 battle destiny. He's got, unless Suckus comes down or something, but yeah. And he's got, like you said, plenty of forfeit from the droids.
You would think that he would want to go to Tatooine because then Koen would only draw 1 destiny. Because I mean, most of the times you see, well, it's Maul and Sith Infiltrator, and a lot of people like to play the Intimidator and the Persecutor. I mean, if they come down with that, you're only getting 1 destiny. If they come down with Maul and Ship, you're getting 2.
Right.
Okay, there we go. 3 force loss from your destiny.
Yeah, I think he's okay with getting the. Oh, there goes a celebration. There goes a Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, Hyper Escape, Celebration, and Ben Kenobi. So glad to see some Ben Kenobi being played.
Mm-hmm. If that's his only celebration, that certainly also changes the dynamic of this matchup as well. If he doesn't have an effective repairs combo or something to get it back, and having not the other Obi-Wan to even do an exchange either.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving to Chandrilla is really more for the extra force activation, right? He gets the +2 bonus there. So
true.
If he's going to spread wide on his next turn and flip and satisfy battle order or battle plan rather, he's going to want as much force to do it with.
Koen looks at his reserve deck. Looks like he's going to attempt to take another Force Lightning. Looks like it is in there, as Tom is not getting a verify. Got 9 people watching in the game on GEMP. Well, we got 5 people. Sorry, and got a few people watching on the chat or in the chat today. Sunday Star Wars always always fun.
And thank you everybody for joining us here live on Twitch.
Okay, he does take the Force Lightning out of his deck.
I would definitely expect to see him pay to drain here again and keep the pressure on. Make him. The fact that Tom top decked those Force loss with 12 cards in his hand makes you think he's going to top deck 2 more, and maybe he loses something else more important. Important. Maybe you'd like to think he wouldn't top deck if the Cantina was still in there and risk losing it.
True, that's a good point. Yeah.
So it's either in his hand or it was something he activated and it's in the bottom that should be safe, but God forbid he top decks a Cantina here. This game takes a completely different approach.
I mean, I already think it has just by losing that 1 Tatooine Celebration.
If he's only running 1 copy.
True. But like you were saying, being that he's playing Ben Kenobi and not Obi-Wan Kenobi V, you might want to think that you're playing at least 2 copies.
Could be 2 copies, could be an effective repairs combo or something to get it back. But again, you also have to think, Bring Him Before Me's probably got 2 copies of Masterful Move, at least 1, possibly 2.
Okay, Koen goes into his control phase, and he's going to play Force Push here to take a card out first. And he isn't drained yet, so he's taking his time here.
Especially when you have to pay to drain kids, use the Force Push first to go get the card you want before you spend the 3 Force. Put back those high destinies that you don't need. Guarantee he's putting back a Force Lightning. It might be 2 Force Lightnings.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him pull 1 already. I think he's playing 2 from the looks of it. Yeah, and like you were saying, like if you put back the Force Lightning, you'll get 1 next turn. If you come down with like Count Dooku, that gives you another way of pulling it. And he's not going to drain, but he's going to play Tarkin's Bounty onto the Emperor.
Interesting. So there must be several cards in there that there's several cards in there that he really wanted, or he really is going to need all 15 Force to deploy. Like if he's going to go after space or something like that, you know, and make a big commitment.
Like I wouldn't mind seeing a Maul and Sith Infiltrator here, especially if it's like Lord Maul. Because your destiny, okay.
That's what I was thinking.
See, there's the Intimidator and the Persecutor.
I was thinking more he was going for the Star Destroyer and possibly Thrawn here. I don't know if he's got that in there, but he's going for 2.
He's going to go for all of it. All space. I like it.
He's got it all.
Oh, and insult to injury with the first strike.
I mean, his Force pile looked good, right? So
yeah.
That's why he skipped the draining and went right to the Tarkin's Bounty, was to be able to pull everything and set this up. This is a good spot for Koen to be in right now.
Yeah. Tom's only getting 1 destiny. He's down by 6 power. He's going to lose a Force to the first strike, and he doesn't get any bonuses from his objective as he's not flipped yet. So
no. It's not going to clear, though. I mean, the 2 droids cover a pretty decent amount of forfeit here. We got 7 from the R2 combo and 3 more from the R3 droid.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you ditch Mon Mothma as well for 5 more.
That. The only problem is, though, the Intimidator and the Persecutor is probably going to go lost. Okay, draws a 5 that becomes a 6 with Lord Maul with lightsaber.
It's hoping for a 3 or less here.
And draws a Vader that becomes a 2.
No Sith Fury, okay.
Yeah, so looks like those droids are going to be the ones to cover. Oof. Unfortunately for Tom, though, he draws a 2. And he can't cancel and redraw with Hera's game text. But he will take the Captain Ramus until he's into his hand.
And that's another good one to get in hand for the Tantive, right? So you'll have to stack a card, and then it's 12, Possibly could be the droid and Hera, could be the droid and Mon Mothma. That would cover 12.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the droid and Mon Mothma. You want to keep Hera there. Okay, he loses Commander Vanden Willard. I don't know if I like that.
I mean, he's a good way to cycle cards back, but at the same time, you're already running low on Force.
That's true.
He's down to
the
just
other
20.
thing is, like, he has the game text of once per game, you can put a just lost Alderaan into your use pile. And as Bill points out in the chat, Koen's only going to lose Maul here. So
you got multiple Mauls, right? So you can always redeploy them. And chances are the Tantive's going to run, but
yep. And it's a drain of.
You never know, right? He
might just go for +1 there, so it's a drain of 3 because there's 2 Star Destroyers up there.
Stupid combo cards, but you're right. That does count as 2 Star Destroyers, doesn't it?
Yeah. There goes the R3 T2 as well. Oh, and he's going to peel a few cards. He loses Fly Casual and Might of the Republic.
So you draw 2 for Battle Destiny and then top deck a 6 and a 5 to battle damage. That's always a nice little insult there.
Pays the upkeep on the Blizzard 4 and passes turn over to Tom.
Now, the Maul's
Now,
Infiltrator covers 6, so battling into it, still not going to really get rid of the
well,
Star
he's got
Destroyers.
Remus Antilles, so then you get an extra Destiny with Hera.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do that and clear the combo Star Destroyer,
It's possible.
it's
I mean,
possible.
obviously,
Yeah.
he'll check out what's in the reserve deck. He's going to put some guys down. Now he has to control a site in a system
Mm-hmm.
to flip. So if he has a secondary ship to go to Tatooine and put somebody down on the ground, and he flips. Now he's adding a couple. It might be worth a shot to try and take out Koen's and a big chunk of his space fleet. But you got to just assume he just loses the Star Destroyers, and then Maul comes back next turn, right? So.
Well, even if that, I mean, if you can get rid of the combo Star Destroyer here, and then Koen won't have battle plan satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bill's saying Leia to the Cantina here is pretty good, and then if he has like LRT to Tatooine,
Leia's resistance transport,
yeah.
and then possibly pull, Ray with that. Get a use pile. I mean, getting a use pile search here from Leia, which is only one card.
Yeah,
yeah. Order is important here too.
Seen, like, I was gonna say, like, you know that Remus Antilles is gonna come down onto the Tantive here. Why not put him down first?
It's a slight misplay there. Give himself more options to choose from.
Yeah.
Unless everything really is just going to be free.
Yeah. Owen Lars and Brew Lars. See what else he's got. I mean, he's got an 11 card hand here.
Mm-hmm. Harvest is still always an option. People always just assume nobody plays it anymore, but you never know.
You never know. I mean, last weekend I had a Pittsburgh regional, or not Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh local, and I played 2 copies of Harvest in Mike Kessling's Shield Busting Hitco. So there's Captain Remus Antilles to the Tantive. So
he's deployed 3 characters this turn and spent 2 force.
And Ahsoka Tano in front of Vader. Don't know how I feel about that.
If he flips, it's not terrible. He can pull Ultimatum. He can limit the drain at Chandrilla to 2. He blocks the other ground drain. He's adding 3 to his total. Ahsoka subtracts 1.
But you got to think that Vader's going to swing his lightsaber and hit her.
He could also have like a dodge or narrow escape.
Yeah.
To move her away. So, I mean, obviously he'll lose a force or whatever from the first strike, but.
Ray going down as well. So that eliminates the dodge and narrow escape possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Tom already has his 4 shields on the table, so unless we see Hear Me Baby Hold Together, Perimeter Scan, the Red Star Destroyer, or the Red Star Ship.
You can narrow escape 2 people, but it's only rebels that can move, I believe.
Yes. I mean, can you narrow escape Ahsoka and then dodge Rey?
I wouldn't see why you couldn't do that. They would both be justs. You'd have to spend 2 force to do it because of first strike.
Yeah. Well, 3 force, because I think narrow escape costs 1.
It's not going to matter because he's just going to battle.
And I like the battle here. Like I said, I mean, you drawing 2 Destiny, and you're hopefully clearing off the Intimidator and the Persecutor, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
But again, one of the problems with Diplo is It does run along the characters, and unfortunately, characters have low destiny.
But he did get a peek
That's true.
when he pulled Leia out, so he does know what's in there to work with. So if you're, looking at a couple of, you really just have to be anything better than 6. So if you have a couple of 4s in there.
And Bill points out in the chat, Narrow Escape works. You just need a rebel there. It moves all of the cards away.
Oh, we'll see. We'd have to go look that up. But thanks, Bill, saving us the trouble.
So there's a Too Close for Comfort for 5.
That's a card he'd like to have in hand right now, which he will pick up.
Yeah, and I like that.
Because now he can battle on the ground and Vader can't swing.
Oof. And he draws another 5, so yeah, that's going to get rid of that double Star Destroyer.
Now the question is how much does he lose in return?
It's going to be a lot.
When you start with the
Koen
Phantom
draws
Menace,
a 7. That's always good. And draws
11.
a 4.
Mothma and Hera will cover, and he'll still have Ramus, right?
Yeah.
And he does lose the battle. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's rough.
But picking up that Too Close for Comfort is actually huge because now he can battle Vader on the ground. Because Koen does not have the 2 force to pay for Vader swinging.
Mm-hmm.
And with Rey adding 1 to the total,
Yeah, he would still need a 5.
a 5 clears Vader.
Oh, and you're right. Once he clears the Star Destroyer, he flips.
Even better.
So there goes Mon Mothma. There goes the Star Destroyer, and he does flip.
Yeah, because now he controls. So now he's adding 3 more to the total.
Mm-hmm. And there goes Hera. Yeah, why not battle into Vader right now?
That's this. I can't think of a reason not to. You can't retrieve because you're going to need force to move. But
maybe.
Oh, never mind. Battle plan's free because that's right. He's got the combo on the table.
Now he's only getting +3, Bill. Or no, he's getting +3 from the objective, 1 from Rey. Okay.
Yeah, so he's adding 4 right off the bat. Actually, if
he retrieves Hera. There goes a Lord Maul with lightsaber off the top for Koen.
If he blind draws a 5 here, he clears them both.
Yeah.
Because he'll have 9 and Vader only covers 8, right? Unless this Vader's different. No, Vader only covers 8.
Koen realizing that he's got... Okay, so he is going to attempt to swing.
He'll play the interrupt.
Yeah, you want to force out the Too Close for Comfort.
Mm-hmm. No reason not to. Get the card out of his hand, make him play it.
Yeah, Rey's going to satisfy 7, so... And being that the Destinies are -1 here...
Mm-hmm.
Might only lose Rey? Nope, he's not going to add. He draws a 4, so...
It's just Vader.
No, Vader's an 8. Oh, yeah, it's just Vader.
Yeah. He had to hit a 5 to get rid of them both. Had that
and
actually only being a 2.
Both Rey and Ahsoka are immune.
That was a very good battle for Tom there.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised to see that Koen didn't add a Destiny there.
It's once per turn. Emperor's power.
Oh, okay.
So he already used it in space, so therefore it was not available to do again.
Yeah.
And because that's the Dune Sea, Blizzard 4 does not draw there alone either.
It does not.
He needs 6 ability at that site, so he's either going to have another
you
character.
I think you got to move the Tanip, though, this turn. I mean, the combo Star Destroyer's dead. The Sith Infiltrator's stuck at Chandrilla, so if you move it, your space package is almost safe.
Yeah, and we've seen 2 Mauls go off the top, lost already, so... 3 is not unheard of. Probably a fairly common number in a deck like this.
Moves Owen and Beru Lars over as they move for free from the site.
I would agree. Moving the Tantive seems, especially because force activation is not a concern at this point. So
No.
it's just not worth the risk.
Oof. And he's going to leave the Tantive there. Ooh, I don't know.
Does he have something protected? Does he have an Antilles maneuver to get a second pilot out?
I don't know, but we saw that he plays Hyper Escape. He might have another one.
He could have a second hyper escape. He could have, an Antilles combo or something to get another pilot out.
Mm-hmm. Antilles combo.
Antilles maneuver, yeah. to get like Wedge Antilles or somebody, but there's other pilots, better pilots to get with that.
Koen activates. Not going to see him drained or anything. Searches his deck with the Emperor's Power. I like that over searching with the Emperor because you don't want to necessarily pull a Force Lightning. You want that 5 Destiny in there.
He pulled a Force Lightning at the start of his turn. Before he activated.
Okay, then. Get everything I just said.
So it's certainly possible, one of the 8 cards in his hand could be like a Dooku or something. And now he's trying to see what he's got to work with and verify to know whether he can zap somebody or he can clear him in space with that third maul.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, there was no reason to risk it unless you have like I said, unless you have like a hyper escape or something to avoid the battle here. Why risk it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Vader going down to the cantina.
Now he flips him back. He flips him back because he doesn't control any locations.
And that's the other reason. Like if you move the Tantive over, you at least control the system, and you're still flipped.
Mm-hmm. You have to think Tom has a reason for leaving the Tantive there and saving that 2 force.
Yeah.
Because, again, it seems very likely that something else, even if you just put down like a Dr. E combo or something on the Sith Infiltrator and just battled and took your chances at drawing a good Destiny and clearing.
Yeah. There's a 4-lum with Industrial Rifle going down to the throne room.
Or even just a regular ability 4 guy and getting a second Destiny off of Emperor's Power. Like, you could clear the whole Tantive. So Tom had to factor that into his decision-making when he chose to leave that ship there.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, that Koen's probably going to battle here with First Strike already on the table. Like, you're going to lose one. He's going to retrieve one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you really want to use have all that go into play?
Bill's pointing out the fact of a spiral being a possibility. I guess we're going to see in about 5 seconds here because they're starting to fight.
Yep, Koen's going to retrieve the 7th sister that he lost for the Vader's lightsaber. There goes a Rebel barrier off the top. I mean, barrier would have been nice.
Mm-hmm. And he just reacts. Nothing.
That seems like a huge misplay.
I'm certainly scratching my head at it a little bit, and maybe there is a longer-term strategy we'll see later.
Yep, we must accelerate our plans for a 6.
And that's going to clear everything by itself.
Yeah.
Second Destiny.
4.
Right.
5.
The second Destiny at that point in time is, just gravy.
Yeah, and he's going to lose the fight. Going to 1. So that means he's going to stack another card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that just...
He's stacking a card. He got flipped back. He's losing his space presence, so now he has to pay to drain. A lot of things went very wrong for Tom in that sequence of events.
Yeah. And now Vader can just move over to... Well, he can't move over yet, but he can eventually move over to the throne room start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Blizzard 4 just moves away here.
Yeah. Like, you can start dueling and potentially just say, oh, give me all your life force.
Yeah, good way to get that last 5 life force out of there.
Hey, it's fun. I like it when people are able to use Bring It Before Me, or they're as good at him to end their opponent's game. Just like
Oh
what
yeah.
Kendall Hallman did to Mike Kessling at Nationals.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of where Bill's at. I just leave Vader in the cantina, drain him for 3 for a while if you can.
Yeah.
Tom's obviously going to come battle at some point, right? So, but that Vader Enforcer does cancel the game text of about half the characters in Tom's deck. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of people who, won't have the ability to draw if unable to otherwise, or, add destiny draws or cancel destiny draws.
I mean, Jin would be good here just because she would come down as an undercover spy.
Yeah.
Well, we already saw one Obi Kenobi go to the lost pile in the form of Ben Kenobi, and oh my gosh, there's a home one.
Interesting. 12 force for home 1. Akbar for free.
You gotta think Akbar is gonna come down for free.
But he just had to spend his entire turn doing it.
Yeah.
And again, Dark, I mean, they're both getting 2 destiny at this point, so.
Okay, Menace phase to shut off the lightsaber drain. I mean, outside of that, doesn't do much. Yeah, if he's got a leadership here, it's not. It makes kind of sense because you're already up by 8 in power.
Mm-hmm.
And then you retrieve. Your opponent loses 1 from first strike, and then Koen's going to lose a force to the Emperor's power. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a good force swing here, and certainly an opportunity to get board position back. It's just an expensive turn, of course, but.
Now the other thing is, like you saw, we all said he's already lost 2 other mauls.
Mm-hmm. And the Star Destroyers are gone, and if this is his 3rd and final maul,
yeah,
that's not really going to have much left to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got to think. Do you lose the force for Emperor's power to then make him play the leadership to limit you?
I mean, I was going to say you make him. I think you make him play it, and then you grab it.
No.
Nope. No leadership, no extra destiny. So, going to Battle Destiny, Tom draws a 3 for the first one and a 4 in a Lost Wilderness. I love it.
It's a nice card when it works.
Yeah. So 19 to 4 before Destiny draws a 5 that becomes a 6. So down by 9.
So kind of hard to peel 9 here, but technically you could.
Technically you could. I believe there's a reason why it's levelingly called Bookering it.
It's 2 and Maul, or Maul and the ship, or peel 9 of his 25 remaining cards.
Yeah.
But if you lose the whole thing here now, you're paying a drain possibly for the whole game, unless he doesn't have other, ships to work with.
This is a tricky situation.
Mm-hmm. It's really dependent on what's in Koen's hand here and what else he has left to work with. Because peeling 9 is not out of the question here.
No.
Unless he's got a no escape. That's the third option.
We already saw that the no escape's in his deck.
If he's picked up the no escape, you lose 2 cards, then lose Maul. Then he can just no escape Maul right back.
Yeah, there goes Maul. He'll lose a Blizzard 4. We must accelerate our plans first. And then he loses the Maul.
He does have 3 cards stacked already, too, so we might have to go for alternate win conditions here.
Yeah. So, good counter beat by Tom.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a really close game, surprisingly. Koen has 21 in life force and 6 in hand, while as Tom has 18 in life force, 8 in hand.
Yeah, they've definitely had a bit of a seesaw back and forth here. A lot more interaction in the early stages. Both of them kind of going for the big home run swings.
And later on today, just as a reminder, the OCS will return with the May OCS. So make sure you guys get your games in. Get yourself a nice shiny foil card. I'm not sure. Do we know what the foil is?
I have no idea.
Let's see if they've already posted it.
He is going to pay to drain in the Cantina. Menace Fades is active, so he's only a drain at 2.
Okay, the May foil is Vader's lightsaber V.
He's got a virtual lightsaber?
Yeah. The virtual one is for episode 1, Vader. Thank you, Jared.
All right. Oh, there goes the second celebration.
Tatooine celebration. That's
okay.
Kind of rough. He also loses Lost in the Wilderness. He's going to pay to drain at the farm as well.
Interesting.
And there goes Bail Organa. He would have been good on the Tanev. Now, we did see that Tom retrieved the Tanev last turn with first strike.
Yes, he did.
And I doubt we're going to see a battle really anywhere this turn, just because Koen activated everything. He's only got 2 cards left in his reserve deck. So unless he wanted to put the Emperor's Power into the lost pile, it doesn't really make sense using it. And
all right.
Third sister.
Random ability 4 character as a pilot, just to satisfy battle plan.
I don't necessarily like that. Like, you have your only power up there now is power 4.
Yeah,
okay,
you just move away.
Yeah, you move away, but you got to think that Tom's going to follow.
And Tom can follow all he wants. The more he follows, you're satisfying, but you're not paying to drain every turn is really what that comes down to.
True.
Now Tom's got to have a third ship to go to Tatooine to battle to try and clear the third sister.
Yeah.
And maybe he does.
Well, like I said, we did see him retrieve the Tan of this game.
Mm-hmm. But that was like last turn he retrieved it.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have it back in hand already unless he also has the fly casual to pull it.
And we saw him lose that already.
Right.
So
if he's got the fly casual, it also makes you think maybe the Tiderium is in there.
I don't know. Like, with the home 1 and the Tanev, I think that's probably all he's running space-wise. Like, the home 1 is a difficult ship to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, you're playing, like, laser cannon batteries or something.
Moves away with Blizzard 4. Now he's got drains of 2 and 2. Potentially.
Yes. Well, potentially 2, 2, and 2.
Yeah. Well, obviously the whole one's going to move back to Tatooine.
Yeah.
The Infiltrator at this point is just going to play dump and chase and just keep moving around to avoid being battled and just satisfy battle plan.
Yeah.
Or as long as it can. Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, he needs another ship to come down and try and get that third sister off of there. Mm-hmm. And I want to say she's, 5? So if he can draw higher than a 5, you clear both her and the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he really would like to do.
But, and with adding 2 to the total,
yeah,
certainly not out of a realm of possibility there.
Yeah.
But she's also ability 4, and the requirements on Tatooine only require you to have a starship, an independent starship there, which he does.
Yes.
So he could still do a 2 Destiny deal with Emperor's Power.
Yeah, he would just have to, and then Tom would just have to have a rebel leadership to reduce it down to 1. So.
Well, that would be with the home 1, yeah. But if another ship were deployed,
yes,
he could draw 2 Destiny potentially, win another battle, stack a 4th card,
and make it super easy to transport Vader over to the
right. And then if you have the probe droid to flip Leia, that's kind of
But then
automatic at that point,
then you
right?
have to stack your destiny so that the light side wins. We know that light side doesn't have the best destiny, so
I mean, he's got 4 Lamat, right? Just put 2
yeah,
characters back.
yeah,
just put 2 ones together and be like, oh, I lose. Oh no. And then realistically, you only have to draw a 1 because it's greater than 12 and you add 3 to each, right? So
mm-hmm.
you can just set up 1-1-4 and move her over and but we'll see what else they come up with for the next turn or two to keep things interesting. Obviously, Tom's going to try and win the game before that.
Yeah. It goes Isard from the hand to the drain of 1 at Chandrila. Drains from 1 at the Dune Sea. Koen will lose a Sith Infiltrator from his hand, so I'm going to guess that's all of his space package.
Certainly seems like that would be most of it. It's possible there's like a splashable other ship in there, like a a Zuckus the Mist Hunter or something, but not a lot of people seem to be playing that these days.
No. Not with... Okay, Jin Urso to the Cantina. Now notice that Tom activated everything but 2, so that tells me he wants to try and fight somewhere.
Or at least he knows what those 2 cards are and he wants them on top.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Never mind.
Lando Calrissian Scoundrel going down in front of the Blizzard 4. That's going to get him a use pile pool.
Mm-hmm.
And Jin to the Cantina, so that's going to turn that drain off.
Yep.
So, really good turn by Tom here.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to think Bring Him Before Me's probably got a sniper.
Probably.
But no guarantees.
Yeah, but then you use it, and I like the running of the Jin there.
Oh, yeah.
To make him pay for with the sniper.
Mm-hmm. That's worth a shot. I mean, he might not have it. It might be active. He might not be playing one. You still have to try it.
Yeah.
And unlikely he's running a trample here, so
yeah,
this battle Lando should be, just fine.
And the other thing is, if Jin goes away to the lost pile, you get information. Like, you'll be able to check out and see what Koen's hand is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of good reasons to play Jin there. Lando will fight into the Blizzard 4.
Now, the only downside potentially here is if he loses another battle.
Mm-hmm.
And has to stack yet another card.
Yeah. Yeah. Power 8 Blizzard 4 is pretty good.
Right. But he's adding 3 to the total because he's flipped. So.
Mm-hmm. So that does make up to it.
Right. It's 9 to 8 essentially. So now if you're Koen, you're thinking maybe it is worth losing a card.
But I like these decks because there goes a human shield from the use pile for Koen. Love it. Why can't Americans play fun cards like these?
During the damage segment of a battle at a site, forfeit any captives present. So you make them hit Leia instead?
Yeah.
But then she goes lost, and then you don't have your captive.
Yep.
Oh, but if they battled you and did it, then Leia goes lost. Then they lose 3/4 at the start of their turn because she's not on the table for Bring Him Before Me.
Oh, Carl plays Human Shield. I love it. There's a reason why he's called Crazy Carl.
He is going to top deck to add the second Destiny to make sure he wins the battle.
Yep, there goes a force field off the top.
I just have to hope you draw higher than 4. Yeah. Oh, it was also in Hayes' Nationals deck. Okay.
Oh.
Zoinks.
That's rough.
Jedi Lev? No Jedi Lev.
Chewie Protector not doing what Tom wants him to do.
He might take overflow here if Koen draws high enough.
That's a good point.
Unlikely now.
3, so I mean Koen's gonna win the fight.
Yeah. Unless this is a 7.
Yeah, nope. Koen's gonna win that fight.
No overflow. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he even look? Did he know what was there?
I think he did.
It's just blind draw on ones.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's really more about the retrieval aspect of it, but if you're trying to make sure you win the battle to get the additional objective retrieval,
Yeah.
now he's got to stack a card.
It makes it so much more easier now.
And, it sort of negates the difference because he retrieved one with first strike, but now he's got to lose the extra one for losing the battle.
Yeah, he loses the Chewy off the top of his use pile. There goes Lando. And there goes the Blizzard 4. I mean, getting rid of the Blizzard 4 is the right thing to do. It's just unfortunate.
Bless you.
It's unfortunate that he draws the 1 for Destiny.
Yeah, it didn't work out ideally for him. Obviously, he would have liked to draw a little bit higher there, but it still accomplishes the end goal, which was to clear the board there.
Yeah.
And now you got to think the home 1 moves back to Tatooine. It's a little risky, though, because he could still get the second Destiny draw.
True.
If he's four-lomming the right cards back and he can set up 2 good draws together.
Yeah, but he would have to play around the Rebel leadership. So that's if Tom's running Rebel leadership. We haven't seen one yet.
We haven't. We also haven't seen any generals either. That it would make sense that there'd be some more versatility.
Yeah.
But
we haven't seen a lot of various cards. We haven't seen any Lukes. We've only seen the Ben Kenobi.
There was a Chewie Protector. We haven't seen any version of Han yet either. Is it a Han Chewie Falcon? Is it a Solo? Is it a General?
Yeah. Okay, Koen doing Emperor Force Lightning stuff during Tom's draw phase.
Yeah, if he's trying to cycle cards back in particular order, he did just draw 2 low Destiny, drawing 2 characters for Battle Destiny there. If you put a higher Destiny underneath it, we could just see the probe droid for your game set match here.
We could. Sorry about that. My upstairs neighbor was running their vacuum, and I didn't want that on air. I didn't know if anybody could hear that or not when the mic was a little louder, so I just turned it down slightly.
Well, that's nice of them to clean their apartment.
Well, they're cleaning their apartment at like the worst time.
You might get your wish. We very well might just see a Sith probe droid for the win here.
I don't know if that's my wish, but it's more exciting than... It's definitely more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, he drew 2-3 for Battle Destiny. That's a 5 total. You've got to think your opponent should be able to beat a 5. I mean, maybe not, but...
Yeah. And he saves 5, so... Maybe it's the sniper. Yep, there's the sniper.
Okay. He did stack the Force Lightning and the Accelerate on top, so this is 5-5 here. So even if there was a card like... what's the one that protects females?
I think I can handle myself.
Yeah, that one. They all should still hit. Oh, actually, did he not put the There's that card, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't actually play the Force Lightning. He just took it into hand, so that's an Accelerate there. That's okay.
But
so he'll cancel the 4.
Destinies because they're going to hit Jin.
It should be the 5. It should be the Accelerate.
Yeah. Plays. He does grab the I think I can handle myself there. I do like that. Yep. 5 comes out. It's going to hit Jin.
Yeah, I had assumed he had played the Force Lightning to on 4-lom to put the 5-5 together, but I was mistaken. He didn't actually play it.
Now Tom has to lose a card to I Am Your Father.
Mm-hmm.
Again, still really close game. I mean,
And Menace Fades is no longer satisfied, so it's also a drain of 3 in the Cantina.
Yeah, and Tom already is at 4 shields, so he can't pull Ultimatum.
He wouldn't have 3 battlegrounds anyway, but
It's true.
you are correct. He is out of shield pulls.
Koen sitting at 13 in Life Force, 8 in hand. Tom sitting at 13 in Life Force and 6 in hand.
And Koen smartly does realize that Menace Fades is not satisfied and does choose to add with the lightsaber.
Or he just sees the card light up and decides to click on it anyways.
Well, he didn't do it last time, which made me think that he realized Menace Fades was in effect, and I'm going to give him the credit for that one, that he realized, let's not waste the 9 seconds of jump clock time clicking on something that's not going to work.
Okay, there goes General Kraken from hand. It could be worse. And Commander Nara. So we were talking about not seeing any generals. There goes Kraken, so...
And the fact that Kraken was included does make leadership at least a little more reasonable, even if it's just a one-off. Oh, there we go.
There's the Sith probe droid. Let's do it!
Game, set, match could be right here. Right, Bill. It doesn't matter with Menace, yeah. Game, set, match. Potentially. I mean, it's always possible Tom draws 5 or less.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem likely. And this could end it right here.
Okay, Vader transports over to the Death Star 2 throne room. The probe droid goes to the use pile. He does move the Sith infiltrator over to Chandrilla.
Tom's desperately looking for a card right now. You got a resilience? I don't think that's going to help. Anything to shuffle your deck? Because this is going to be This is going to be 2-3 for Darkside.
Yeah. There's 2.
Can you do anything? Can you add 1 to your opponent's just drawn destinies? Got anything that does, like if they're tracking us or whatever? To make his destiny higher, make him more likely to win?
3, so yep, you called it. It's 5.
And that bottom card just needs to be a 1. And that'll be enough to cross Leia, because it has to be greater than 12, and you add 3 for each card stacked.
Yeah.
So he's already at 12.
3, okay.
It's got to be a 2 or less.
Well, I mean, you add your power, right?
I think it's just destinies, right? No? Yes.
I don't think so. 5, uh-oh.
Each player draws 2 destiny. Add ability. Oh, okay.
Okay, add ability. Invader wins, they lose 3. So 4 and 8 is 12.
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Yep. That was actually the worst possible outcome.
Yeah.
Because now he gave up his battleground force drain and caused no force loss.
Yep. Bail Organa ruins the day for Koen.
Which means now that Koen's got to find a way to set up even lower destiny draws than the 5 he had.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, he's going to be taking 2 here to the drain.
Jared, that's just uncalled for.
It's okay. I mean, Jared's got to get him in after his team made it to the Super Bowl, but gave up, like, how many points were they ahead?
Koen comments, I knew it was risky, but with your low destinies, I wanted to take the chance.
Yeah.
Or his low destinies, rather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that seems, with adding ability, that does seem a little worse, because Leia's only ability 3.
Yeah. And I think it was Bad Mouse who pointed this out. She's the correct Leia you want if you're going to do giving up Leia.
Yeah. start to think, does that alone, did that just cost Koen the game? Because now he gave up his battleground drain. Could he?
No, I still think you gotta go for it again.
Mm-hmm. Could he get there? Would he have won the game if he just left Vader in the cantina? Even if Vader's only draining for 2. But home 1 has to keep moving, and you don't know if Tom has any other ships. So home 1 would have to keep chasing the Maul's infiltrator to stop that second drain. So now you're talking about Vader being able to drain for 3 in the cantina.
Yeah, and Bill points out if he wins the duel, he does 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Menace Phase wasn't going to be in effect on Koen's turn if he first follows around with the home 1. So
he does get to do 3 damage if he wins, but if they, if you somehow
if
manage another tie again, then
Yeah.
you just wasted your whole turn without doing any damage.
I mean, Koen has more cards hand in life at this point, so.
And
there goes a "You Are Beaten" from his hand, the drain at the Dune Sea.
Yeah, they did change that. It's not force losses -1. It's now opponent loses no force to their objective. So
yeah,
it is still a 3 damage deal when you're dueling against Leia.
And there goes "We Must Accelerate Our Plans." So Koen wants to have low destiny in his hand. Like, if he can put back... Oh, I don't know what kind of... Like, maybe he's got another Vader left.
Yeah, you'd like to see him get, get another character. See, there's Luke to the cantina now. I was going to say, you'd like to see him get another character out and get a ground sight to at least threaten some damage. Make light side spend some force chasing you around and stuff.
Yeah.
But with Luke in the cantina, that does sort of change things a little bit.
But at the same time, though, like, Tom deploying characters here and taking cards out of his life force decreases the amount of force he's going to have to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And each time he deploys somebody, that's one less point, like life force or card he can throw away to a drain in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but if he's not really taking any damage, I mean, maybe he'll take the 3 damage if he loses the duel. But home 1's going to move and block the drain at Chandrila. Bill does point out that if there is another battle, Koen can choose to lose the Emperor's power, which would then allow him to start force draining potentially. And since Tom doesn't have any shield pulls left, he can't pull simple tricks to stop it either. So
yeah.
There's a lot of little things that can still happen here. And again, we're very close in terms of life force counts.
Yeah, and thankfully both players have a pretty good amount of time left. Both are sitting at about 23 minutes or more.
Mm-hmm. Menace Fades would come into effect there, but then if he's using Menace, then he's not blocking the Infiltrator.
Yeah.
And then he's giving up a drain of 1 there instead. So it's, potato there.
Yeah, Tom's sitting at 15 hand in life right now. Koen is sitting at 19 hand in life. Another option for Koen is, I mean, if you can move the Sith Infiltrator to Alderaan, it's going to take a few turns for Tom to get over there, and Menace doesn't impact it at all because it's on the light side game text. So you can still pay to drain there and get, I believe it's 2.
It is a dark side force bonus there, right? So I think Menace would still stop that, but it doesn't matter because he's just going to move anyway. He also shuttles Ray up to give him extra forfeit. And apparently the cat wants to be part of the stream today.
They always do.
He never comes over here. You want to be on camera? Okay, there you go. You can be internet famous for today.
Yeah. Bill says in the chat, it's a light side card, so it's a light side bonus. So Menace wouldn't matter for Alderaan. Because what I'm saying is, so if you go to Alderaan, the Infiltrator, and then the home one follows, the home one's going to have to stop at Chandrilla. The Infiltrator can move from Alderaan to Tatooine.
He could. I have to believe if Maul moves to Alderaan, the home one's not going to follow. He's not going to want to give up his battleground and have to pay to drain on the ground. He's doing 4 damage a turn at the Tatooine sites. He's going to want to keep that pressure on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's a seems like it's a smart move if you do that. Okay, Force Lightning the Forlom.
That's got to get grabbed, right? Yeah. This low on life force totals. Take another good Destiny out of the deck.
Yeah.
Especially because he just put a card back with Forlom. It could easily be like a Phantom Menace or something, and then he puts a 5 on top of it.
But like you said, his best course of action of winning this game is going to be dueling.
Yeah, they're just about even now.
Yeah. I think Koen is still...
It's 18-15,
ahead.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're doing less damage this turn, and it's going to really come down to the duel, and also having to leave cards back for the duel also gives him less force to maneuver with and battle destinies and those kinds of things too. So
I don't think you're going to be able to take out Akbar and Ray. Like, you can't... There's... Unless he has, like, a 7 and a 5, that still only gets Akbar and Ray. So...
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, there's... And then you risk losing space completely.
I'll tell you that Owen and Baru's looking kind of juicy, though.
Yeah, but he saves 2 force. I mean, you can't dodge with them, but you can no escape with them. And I got to think that Tom realizes that you can't play dodge on Owen and Baru.
Hopefully. That's tripped up a lot of players over the years.
Oh, I know.
Many of us have made that mistake.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of mistakes with Diplo, from trying to dodge with Owen and Baru to playing Qui-Gon Jinn with lightsaber in the deck.
He does have blast doors. He did draw it for Destiny, so that could also be a factor here too.
True.
Blast door controls to cancel the narrow escapes and barriers. And he's been cycling pretty decently with Forlom for a few turns now, so
yeah,
he could have been following it, and after he drew it 2 turns or 3 turns ago for Battle Destiny.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking his time thinking about what he wants to do here. I doubt he's going to be able to flip Tom back. So Tom's going to be getting +2 to whatever destiny he draws. Or +2 to his total, I should say.
You have to think, depending on what Koen put back and how his destinies are set up, like even if he wanted to go fight Owen and Baru, they're power 4 They get a Destiny.
Yeah.
They cover, what, 5, 6? Where's my...
I think it's 5.
There we go. Like, why is my clicking not working? So they cover 5 more. So there's 6 and 5 is 11, plus what they draw, you assume is like a 3. So they're getting to 14.
Yeah.
He's got to get 14 with a character and 2 Destiny to cause any overflow. I mean, obviously he's getting a battle win and stacking a card and first strike retrieving and losing swap there. So the trade could still be worth doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, could you get any overflow on them? Could you get a P59 down and just cause some force loss from shooting one of them?
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
That could also cause some damage there.
I mean, you could, but the thing is, you could play. I think you could play the dodge to cancel or to -3 the weapon destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Koen activates 7, saving 3.
Presumably just enough for the duel.
Okay, there's a blast door control.
Oh.
Dooku in front of Luke. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, Dooku's immune less than 8 with the Jedi, so this kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he would need to draw a 6 here to get rid of Dooku. Whereas Koen's going to get 2 Destiny here.
Yeah, Tom shouldn't have any 6s in his deck.
Probably not.
Now we'll see if he pitches the Emperor's Power
I
to
think
get the second
lose
Destiny.
Yeah, he's going to lose a card off the top.
No, I think he's going to lose the effect, right?
Nope, he loses the card off the top because he saved 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Draws a 1.
Gotta love losing a 5 off the top to draw a 1.
Yeah. But he has the 5, so that's going to get rid of Luke.
He may not win the battle, though. Oh, he does have a Tiderium. Okay.
That's going to tie.
Yep. So neither side getting the benefits of a battle victory.
Yeah.
And instead, Luke will just die, and the Maul Sith Infiltrator will move away.
And that's going to take away 2 points of damage from Tom. So, solid turn if you're Koen.
But he doesn't have any force left to duel, though.
True.
So he doesn't cause any damage that way. Now, he did set himself up very nicely for future turns.
Yes.
Because Tom's unlikely to have much left that can handle Dooku.
With the Force Lightning grab, he actually could, because Dooku's only immune to attrition less than
6.
So
he adds 2, so he has to blind draw 4 with, a couple of characters, so.
Yeah, I mean, he could do that.
He could. He's only down to 5 cards in hand, too. I have to think about how many characters does he have left who draw by themselves.
Yeah.
Rey's on the table, Owen and Beru, Ahsoka's on the table, Luke just died. There's probably a second Luke.
Probably a second Luke, but
Leia's captured.
Yeah. Nara gone, Jin's gone.
Lando's gone.
Lando's gone. You might want to play 2.
You could.
We still haven't seen any copies of Han.
No, we haven't seen a Han yet either.
Okay, Life Force is 9 for Tom and 11 for Koen, so Tom's still down by 2.
Yeah, and he did get a little insight too, because now he knows where a Vader is, which is a Destiny 1. If he can cycle around something with Forlom and put the two of them together.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Eric, yeah, it's probably going to be the optimistic General Han, just because we did see the Tidarian. Okay, there goes Vader's anger off the top. We know that the next Destiny is a 1. Transfer 1 at the farm.
He's just going to lose it.
Vader.
Yep.
There goes we must accelerate our plans as well. So losing a 5, a 1, and a 5 off the top. Tom does save 1 here. So Tom actually jumps from down by 2 to up by 1. There's Captain Cassian Andor. I like this.
He's going to need a friend.
Yeah, again, with the Force Lightning grab, you won't see a Force Lightning be played here by Koen.
It would be huge here if he still had it, but
yeah,
trying to cycle it back and set something up. Did get it grabbed earlier.
Yep.
But Cassian does still need a friend. There's a friend.
Friend in Bail Organa. So looks like, I mean, like you were saying, Koen could easily just put the Emperor's Power out of play to add a Destiny, and I think that's the right move, so you still get 1. Okay, Tom initiates, he'll retrieve 1, and Koen will lose 1. Retrieves Luke Skywalker, Rebel Scout. Loses Mara Jade with Lightsaber. She would be good.
You really can't afford her at this point. He's only got 7 cards left down, though.
Yeah.
And you kind of do have to pitch the draw here. This also gives him an additional +1 to his objectives. Now he's adding 3. So
yeah. So he would only need a 3 to get rid of Dooku. Koen does make the Emperor's Powers lost, so he is going to get 2 Destiny.
now, if only you had like a dark time or something to keep him from being canceled.
Right. Draws a 3.
Which is now a 6.
Yep. So Dooku's going to go lost. That's going to make it 13 for Tom. So let's see what Koen draws for Destiny here. Koen draws a 1.
Don't think you want to cancel that one.
Nope. And a 3. So if you can track those around, that's going to be...
he certainly has
4.
given himself a low total.
Yeah.
Now he lowered his numbers a little bit, but...
I mean, you just pitched Dooku here.
Yeah, at this point in time, Koen's only way to win the game now is by crossing Leia. He's lost too many cards. Lightside gets to retrieve here for winning the battle to get 1 more card back if he wants to.
That's a good question, because getting rid of Dooku, like, you're only going to lose Bail or Cassian. And I think you got to lose Bail. Just keep the... because you know you're going to lose by 1. Dooku was enough, so it makes no sense to cancel the second Destiny with Cassian, which I'm glad Tom didn't do that. But now I think he's thinking about if he wants to retrieve, and if he puts a 5 on top, that's a high Destiny. So retrieving there is not a good answer. So smart plays by Tom, because Dooku to the lost.
He took a second. He thought about the situation, didn't rush it.
Yeah.
Comes to the right conclusion there.
And just by looking at Koen's life force, like, I don't think Cassian's gonna, like, I don't think he has the amount of force to come down with anything against Cassian.
Probably not. And since Cassian kept his destiny canceling, it doesn't really get you anywhere anyway.
Yeah, and we do know that he has a 3 moving the so he has a 3 on top. We don't know what the force is. The second force that he just used to move the home 1 is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bill. Correct.
Yep.
So, yeah, he would need to draw a 5. And I don't think he's got any way of cycling, like searching his deck for anything.
Yeah, so therefore not retrieving the 5.
Yeah, not retrieving the 5 there is like the correct thing to do.
Right.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know how familiar Koen is with trying to cross Leia, how much experience he's had with that, and if, knowing what he knows now about
I don't like that, though. He uses another force. Now he's got 2 unknown destiny on top.
That's an interesting little wrinkle there.
I guess he felt threatened because he moved the Cassian and then the Owen Baru. Like, I don't think he wanted to risk it. But Koen's only getting a 4, so that would be 10. Leia's at a 3, so he would have to have 7 or lower to not lose.
And there's, the other wrinkle is, of course, is if you leave Cassian there by himself, certain characters could come down and do some damage and could just cause overflow because Cassian doesn't draw.
Cassian doesn't draw, but I mean, he would put a character out of play to not draw. And at this point, I can't think of any character in Koen's deck that would actually come down for cheap, unless it's like the worst character there would be like the 9th sister because she draws and she's what, 4?
I mean, there's a number of 4-cost characters between Dr. E, between that would just outpower him, right? Make him stack another card, make him lose a force to first strike, and then cause a couple of overflow, or make him.
Okay, here we go.
Just going right to the duel.
Yeah. Draws the 3.
It's the 3 and the 1. That's going to give Darkseid a total of 10.
Yep.
Because you add ability.
And Leia being a 3. So if Tom draws higher than a 7 here, Koen wins.
7 with 2 destiny.
Nope, he's not going to do it. There's a 1 and there's a 4.
Hey, but we were correct. It is Han Solo Optimistic General.
Yep. So Darkseid wins. Lightside will have to lose 3 force. That's going to cut his life total, well, his hand and life total by a few. He loses Keep Your Eyes Open.
Mm-hmm. But now, all he can do this turn is move the Infiltrator away or land it or something.
I kind of like landing it.
And then, he's going to still eat the drain in the cantina because he'll Mos Eisley shuffle.
Yeah, and Tom knows the destinies now, so he loses rebel leadership from his used pile. You want to keep that 1. You want to keep Han around.
Yeah, you're okay taking the 3 force loss because you're doing.
Yeah. He's doing
he loses
3.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be 3. Oh, that's a good trick. Bill points out you land the Sith Infiltrator and then move the 3rd sister into the cantina to block the cantina shuffle.
He still drains you for 1, moves both guys in, then battles and uses Cassian to cancel your destiny draw and beat you on overflow and power.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't see Koen having much left to do here.
Yeah, Koen's sitting at 12. Tom's sitting at 10, and we know that Tom is at least doing 3 points of damage. So, but losing Han, now he still can't track his destiny. So, and Koen can just again track around those 2, that 3 and the 1.
Mm-hmm. And that's his only move at this point, really, is to keep trying to pull off the duel, but at the same time, it's feeling like it's too little too late.
The next big issue is, so he drew the 1 on top. So the 1 is, okay, so the 7th sister going down to the upper walkway. I would have liked to have seen her at the cantina.
No.
And then, no, I'm saying you put the 7th sister at the cantina, land. Oh, wait, you couldn't do that. You don't have enough force.
Yeah, doesn't have enough force to do all that. Plus, obviously then he just ends up getting battled into anyway.
Yeah, so we're going to see him move the synth infiltrator here.
He's got to try and find some means of actual force loss and satisfying battle plan now, getting an extra drain in every turn with the sister.
Yeah.
But again, it feels like it's still too little too late, because now he's going to eat 5 damage.
Yeah.
And he's only got 11 cards left.
Well, I mean, he can lose 3 from his hand, and then he could duel. Like, he's going to put like the lowest card he can down, because we know that the bottom 2 cards are going to be the 3 and the 1. So if he can get another 1 into his deck, that's his only way of winning this. Okay, there's a drain of the cantina. Gick would have been a great card for him to put back.
Can Tom just leave everything active and then the duel is irrelevant anyway?
No. I don't think so.
If he doesn't have any cards to draw.
If he doesn't have any cards to draw, yeah, you're right.
He just loses.
Yeah, he loses the duel if he does that. So then
he just pitches 3 cards and then he can't lose the game.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Move the home 1 for free, leave all your force active, and just be like, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, because Koen's only doing... Koen would be doing 5 points of damage, and then he can't sustain another 5. Oh, he can sustain another 5, so...
Yeah.
If he does that, I think Koen wins by 1.
Maybe you move. You spend 1 force. You move Ahsoka over to leave 1 card in your reserve deck.
Yeah, I don't like that though.
Okay. Now that's an interesting move. Now he can cover both systems.
Yeah.
Transfer Rey over. Emperor's power's gone.
Yeah.
And then move the home 1 to chase, and then get rid of the Sith infiltrator no matter where it goes, basically.
Yep.
Unless it does your Alderaan thing. But he doesn't have enough force to pay to drain then. He's basically out of cards, so. It does prolong the game 1 more turn, but they both have 13 minutes on their timer, so that's, again, not going to be a concern here.
Yeah. Tom right now sitting at 9 hand in life. Koen sitting at 6.
Ship docks. Yep. Slide Rey over to the Tantive.
Bill saying in chat he gave Koen an out. Oh, he moves Akbar onto the Tantive.
I think that was a mistake. I think he clicked the wrong card.
Maybe. Or not. I mean, he could have easily just fixed that, but... Well, okay, I mean, he shuttles Rey down. Okay, I like that because, I mean, the home 1's immune to attrition less than 8. He doesn't have the Emperor's power, so, I mean, you don't care about Akbar.
He's maximizing his spread here, making sure he can draw Battle Destiny everywhere, and okay.
That makes sense. Okay.
Seems reasonable, trying to maximize your damage potential and make sure you get that extra 1 point of damage in now to finish the game off next turn.
Okay, Koen going to use the Emperor to take a Force Lightning out of his deck, so he's got... I'm imagining he's got super low Destiny at this point. And he'll put a card back with Forlom.
That's probably the Force Lightning.
I don't know.
Because the bottom card's the one you want to draw high on anyway, so you want to draw low at the first two to
Well,
lose the duel and then draw high.
yeah. Well, you don't need to draw high. I mean, he needs to
Right.
draw 1. So
Effectively, yes.
yeah, you want to have as low as possible as you can in your life force at this point. He does activate the 1, so we're probably going to see him at least. He's going to do the duel right away. Okay.
Go for big air.
There's the 3. Ooh! There's no way he's going to pull that duel off.
No, he's going to win and cause 3 more force loss, though.
Yeah. Tom draws a 5. And a 5. Oh my gosh, if he would have drawn anything lower than that 6, he would have won. If he would have drew he would have needed to draw a... Wow, that is...
He can drain for
insult.
1. He could battle first strike, cause 1 more force loss, but
then you lose up in space.
yeah, but I think you kind of have to.
Like, you're not clearing the home 1.
No, but you're really just trying to do the force swing from the first strike at this point to cause 1 more retrieval and 1 more force loss, but you can't even pay to retrieve, so.
Yeah. That 6 killed him. Because now Tom is doing 1, 2,
Right.
3, 4, 5.
Right.
5 points of damage.
He can drain at the west. Is that the west gallery?
Yeah. And then Koen
Upper
won't
walkway,
have
sorry.
he's not going to have enough cards to duel again.
No. Yeah, he drains for 1 there. I wonder if Koen really knew that if he mistracked the 6 or
There's no way he was tracking because he did
What
the
exactly
force lightning
happened?
pool. Yeah. Okay, so there goes a Might of the Republic, making him lose High Destiny. Again, Tom's sitting at 5, Koen's sitting at 6 right now.
Oh, he can drain with no Menace Fades is in effect, so Vader doesn't work over there.
Yeah.
So technically he could drain with Vader, but nope,
Yeah.
because the Menace Fades. So Tom with just 5 cards left. Again, you can take 1 more off the top of first strike, but
Yeah.
that's about it. That's about it. Or you move away and then you eat 1 more to a drain, and then he still battles into you. So,
Well, I mean, either way, it's going to be a drain of 1 at Shindraw or Tatooine.
right.
And then, yeah, I think you're right. He just fights into the Ninth Sister.
And
He'll
causes
retrieve with first strike, and then, yeah, that would be it.
right. If you leave it there for light side to battle into you, they get 2 retrieval out of it between the objective and
Well,
first strike.
so after Tom drains, because it's going to be a drain of 2, 3, 4, 5. No, Tom wins right here.
Yeah. And actually, he can move with the Cantina Shuffle and actually
Yeah,
make it a
that's what I'm
6. Yeah.
No, Greg, no, they're just playing the 1 game. So, winner take all 1 game, and I think, yeah, Tom's going to win right here because he does the Cantina Shuffle, and he's going to be draining for 6.
Yep. So it doesn't
Koen
really
needed
seem to
that
matter.
duel.
Yeah.
Koen really needed the duel.
He tried 3 times and failed, and it's one of those weird things where, you wonder, you go back 5 turns and think, if you just let Vader in the Cantina draining for 3. Yep, he's going to scoop it.
There it is. So Tom Damon will be your Ryloth regional winner.
Congratulations to both guys on a well-played match, and congrats to Tom on winning, and Koen for, his only 2 losses were to Tom.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So
And I
and
want to say that this is the second. This might be the second regional that Tom has won. Let me check that because I know we had another regional.
it was the Raltier regional, right? That was back in Bochum
Yeah.
in February. Who won that one? Stefan won that one, didn't he?
Stefan Devos, yeah. Thank you.
So, well, I guess that'll do things and wrap it up here. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for allowing me the pleasure of co-hosting this and streaming some Star Wars.
You're welcome. It's always good to have you on, Chris.
We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. That's all we have for today. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Get out there and play the retro event. And like we said earlier, May OCS will start in a couple of hours later on today. Go ahead and get your games in for that. Win yourself a nice shiny Vader's Lightsaber V foil. And yeah, we'll see you guys around. Okay, so that's all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, may the Force be with you. Good night, everybody.